Today we're here at Moscow Mills at Golden Brew Coffee. It's become a pretty popular spot in the community, but recently the owners announced something bigger than just coffee, a nonprofit called Golden Roads. So we're just going to sit down, talk about the shop, how this all started, and what they're hoping to do with this new mission. Ashley, thanks so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you.
So tell me about Golden Brew. How did this place get started?
So we started Golden Brew in 2022. We started in a little coffee trailer over in the Moscow Mills Lions Club parking lot. We actually planned on traveling with our coffee trailer. We were going to take it all over. We wanted to just bounce towns. We wanted to start in Florida actually and take the coffee trailer and travel around the country. But we wanted to start back or in home. So we wanted to start and get a feel for how to navigate a business. So we started in Moscow and then it just took off. We had an insane amount of support that was so good, too good to leave. So we stayed in Moscow and we just opened our first brick and mortar storefront drive-through. Was supposed to be storefront, turned into just drive-through. But we're in the fast lane across the street from where our coffee trailer was in Moscow now as a drive-through.
Why coffee?
Why coffee? I spent so much money on coffee that my now husband suggested. He was like, I used to work at a local bar at Mustang Sally's. So, I loved customer interaction. I loved that side of the business. So whenever I was talking about traveling and what business we could travel with, my husband was like, you spend a lot of money on coffee. And I was like, yeah, I do. I love coffee. So we started researching, learned more about different types of coffee, what we could make happen with it. And we just did it. And then it started, it just turned out really well for us.
Did you ever make it to Florida?
No, we did not. We actually just put our coffee trailer up for sale because we don't plan on leaving. We love Moscow Mills, love Lincoln County, love the area. The support, just the community that Golden Brew has built has been incredible. We have been so lucky to meet so many incredible people, and we've built such great relationships with customers, with other businesses around here, and we don't plan to go anywhere.
Being right off the highway, do you get more locals or do you get a lot of travelers?
It's mostly local, but every now and again we have a cool story about how this person is driving from Minnesota to Florida and they have golden retrievers in the back of their Jeep and they searched coffee and they saw Golden Brew and they saw our logo and they were like, oh my gosh, this is a cool coffee place. So we do get the frequent travelers, but mostly it's all local people.
Well, tell us more about the logo. What is Golden Roads? What is the...
So Golden Brew, the logo started with our dogs. Bush and Natty are our dogs' names. They're our golden retrievers. And my friend actually asked me to be in her wedding by painting. She painted our logo onto a canvas.
Oh, wow.
And she gave it to me as a gift to ask me to be in her wedding. And whenever we started Golden Brew, I was like, that's the coolest thing ever. Can you make that into a neon sign looking thing? Because I like that vibe. Bar background, the neon signs, I love them. So she recreated our logo. She actually owns a business. She owns AM Prints. So now she does all of our merch for us as well.
When people walk into this place, what kind of atmosphere were you hoping to create?
I love. I say that a lot and the girls are like, okay. But I do. I love love. I love people loving each other. I love giving love, getting love. I just think it's so important that people interact through showing that they care about other people and showing kindness to other people. I think that's so important. So whenever a customer comes through our drive-through, our number one priority that I tell all of our employees is that we want to make them feel like family. So if someone comes, it's their first time, we're asking them, how did you hear about us? Where do you live around here? What kind of coffee do you normally like? I definitely want the people to enjoy the coffee that they're getting. So I want to know what they like and that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, I want them to leave our drive-through knowing that we cared about them as a person rather than just them purchasing a coffee from us.
If you had to separate yourself from every other coffee shop, because there's a couple of them in the county, what makes Golden Road so much different?
I love all the local coffee shops. I think they're all great. I think every coffee shop does bring something different, which is super awesome that we do have so many local coffee places that just have different specialties that all make everybody unique and great at what they do and super important in our community. I love that Golden Brew, we really just want everyone to feel like family. We want to make this like Golden Brew is a coffee shop, it's a brand, but I want it to be like a brand that people admire for being kind and spreading love and just like more of like a family, that it's like a brand that is family oriented. I want people to feel like they're like part of Golden Brew. That's, I feel like, what separates us from others.
So somewhere along the way, this turned into something bigger than just coffee. When did the idea for Golden Road start?
So I've actually always wanted to do a nonprofit. I worked all through college. I worked at the Boys and Girls Club of Springfield. I went to college at Missouri State. So I worked at the Boys and Girls Club. I was a mentor. I worked there, and then I did my internship in donor relations there. So I always wanted to be a part of some sort of nonprofit. I always made it a crazy dream of mine to, once I retired, to start a nonprofit. So we were super fortunate that the timing just felt right with where we are right now in Golden Brew, that I was able to give some more attention to something that like makes my heart happy. So I've always wanted to do it. We're super excited that we are able to start Golden Roads now.
So for those that haven't seen, what is Golden Roads?
So Golden Roads is, our purpose is to, we're going to work with kids with incarcerated parents. So I have a background where I was touched by that with my dad being incarcerated throughout my childhood. So I've always wanted to, I feel like it's something that people don't think about. Like, a lot of people think about other situations, but it's just not something that's really talked about that much. And it's something that is important to me. And I think that there's very much so a need for something for these kinds of kids.
What do people usually not understand about kids growing up in that kind of situation?
I think that people think of like the parent who did the crime, like it's a bad thing because crime is bad. But I feel like what people don't think about is the fact that those people do have families, and those families are very affected by the actions of the person who is incarcerated. So that's something that growing up was really hard for me to like explain to people. I was a kid, people don't listen to kids. But it is something that like I was embarrassed by as a kid, that my dad was in prison or in jail, whatever he was at the time. But I feel like it's something that it is like something that people don't want to talk about because it is uncomfortable. But I do think that it's something that if kids, like if I would have had a program like what we are trying to bring with Golden Roads, I feel like if we would have had a program like that, I would have felt more normal as a kid almost. I would have felt like there were other kids who were going through it with me, and I would have just felt more of like there was something out there for me. I feel like my teachers did a great job, and like other people did a great job of like showing that they cared, but there wasn't like a specific emphasis on like what was happening.
You use the word normal. What does a normal moment look like?
To me, I know normal is a wild word to use. I just felt that word was like how I felt as a kid a lot, that things weren't like everybody else. Like I would look at all my friends and I didn't have so like my family they did a great job. I can't say that I didn't have an awesome family because they really did pick up the slack of like the missing role of mom and dad in my life. But I did still feel like I wasn't like all the other kids who did have like their mom and their dad, or at least their mom or at least their dad. So I think whenever I say like create a normal environment, whenever one of our programs that we're going to be implementing this year that I'm super excited about is going to be a Christmas program. So we're going to work directly with the NECC, the prison in Bowling Green, and we're going to bring kids into the prison. Their dads are going to be able to be uncuffed, which is super awesome because whenever you go visit your dad in prison, your dad's sitting like this, and it just feels very like you have to be like this and you have to act a certain sort of way and you don't get to be a kid. So I'm really excited for kids to be able to be kids and enjoy Christmas and enjoy just enjoy. It's gonna essentially be in my head. I'm picturing like a school Christmas party, but at that facility, so the dads can be involved and they get to be a part of the Christmas, what makes the holiday season so special.
How has it been working with NECC up in Bowling Green to launch something like that? How do you even approach a situation like this?
Yeah, so we actually worked. I reached out to the Lincoln County School District at first and made sure that there was a need for it. They were super interested, thought it was a great idea, and were super willing to work with me on it. But we found that it would be easier to go, because all of the kids in the Lincoln County School District, their dads or moms are at different facilities all over Missouri and sometimes even outside of Missouri. So it would be a lot easier for us to go start at a certain prison and then bring the kids to the prison to see their dads rather than the other way around. But I reached out to the Department of Corrections at first, and they put me in contact with the right person. So I'm working with Ashley Brooks, who is the deputy warden at Bowling Green, and she is incredible. I met her here actually, and she was awesome. She is she's very excited about the program. She's very thinks of the offenders there as humans, and she's very interactive, and I really respect her a lot. I met with her once and I was like, you're incredible. I think that you're going to do awesome things for the prison system. And she actually last year, she had a program to where the same sort of thing. So she she was telling me about this. They brought the kids to see their dads, but they were like missing the gift aspect that we would like to add to it. But they like watched the Polar Express and did crafts, made cookies, that sort of thing. It was awesome. It was really cool. She's great.
Have they ever had anything like this up there before?
Yeah, so they did that program in the Christmas time where they brought kids in and they got to see their dads for Christmas. We want to level it up as much as we can, as much as we're able to with Golden Roads. So what I want to add to it is an aspect where kids get gifts from their dads. So we are starting at this prison. It would be incredible if we could grow, do it in other places. I know I'd be super interested in doing it at the Vandalia prison, the women's prison there. I think.
Have you talked to the sheriff doing it here at all local at the jail?
I haven't. That's a really good idea. I like that. I will have to reach out to him, to Rick. And I like that. Now my brain's going. I love that idea.
He seems to be very open to.
Yeah, he's great.
I've talked to him.
Yeah, he's really nice. Yeah, I'm excited to add like a gift aspect to it. So, to where kids can get a present from their dad. But obviously that's where we would come in. We would buy those gifts. What I want to do is sit down with the inmates, let them pick out a gift for their kid, because the ones who will be part of the program. So they will be allowed contact with their kids. Their kids will want to come, that sort of thing. So there has to be the relationship there, obviously. So they'll know what their kid wants. They'll tell us what they want up to a certain price point. We're going to go out. We're going to get those gifts and then bring them to the prison up there. And they said they would take it from there. They would let the dads do cards, get their gift together. And then at the event, whenever we're having like our Christmas party, they will all the kids will get to open their presents from their dad, and they'll get to say thank you, and they love them and give them a hug. And I'm just so excited for like the happiness that those kids are going to get to feel from that.
Is that scheduled for this year?
Yes, so we are going to do it this year. Dates aren't scheduled, but it is happening this year. We're also going to do something for Father's Day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so for Father's Day, it's going to be the sort of thing, something I was talking to Ashley up there about was like at school, we would always make things for like our moms and our dads at those times of year. So something that it would be really cool is like if we can get the kids there to visit their dads for Father's Day, and they get to make the craft there and make sure it's something that their dad can bring back to themselves, so that the dad can remember the kid making that with them. And then, I mean, as a kid, if I would have been able to make something and like my dad saw me make it and knows I made it, and I got to give it to my dad, and I knew my dad had that every single day, that would have meant so much to me as a kid. So I'm super excited for that this year.
How important has the community around this shop been in making something like this possible?
It's been incredible. The community here, I should have known the second I posted about Golden Roads that we would have had overwhelming support of the cause, just because everyone's been so great about Golden Brew. Everyone feels like this is a family and like they're a part of something, which is what the goal the goal has always been. So I love that people see that there is a need now since posting about Golden Roads. People see that there is a need for that and care about it so much, so fast. Like, so many people have said that they want to volunteer, they want to be involved in any way possible, monetary donations, like donating supplies for crafts and cookies, and so many different ways people have reached out about wanting to support the cause has been incredible. We've been super lucky with this community and all that they do for us.
Well, you've also got the Golden Brew Classic coming up. Tell me more about that and what people can expect.
Yes, so we are going to do, that's going to be our first fundraising event for Golden Roads. Super excited. We, all of the girls have been excited because I've been talking about this for probably a year. I've been wanting to do it for about a year, and I didn't put it into place until recently. But the girls have been very excited about the outfits that they get to wear to the golf tournament for about the last year. They've been telling everybody about this golf tournament for forever. So the Golden Brew Classic is going to benefit Golden Roads. We're gonna take all of the money that we raise from that and use it to implement the programs that we are going to do with Golden Roads. And I wasn't ready for all the support that we've gotten. I really wasn't. So I'm super excited that we're not very likely, we're going to be able to do a scholarship this year for 27 graduates also through Golden Roads, just because of already the support that we've gotten from the community.
You mentioned the girls over here. What role do they have in this?
They're amazing. Our girls are so incredible. They want to help in every single way. They've not only are the girls just so giving, these girls have the best hearts. They care about Golden Brew and what Golden Brew is, and they add to it, and the customers love them. They love the customers truly, and they've been I love all of them so much. They're like my little, not daughters. I'm not old enough for them to be my daughters, even though they call me mom, but I'm not that old.
Well, who's your favorite?
Who's my favorite? Michaela says her.
A lot of me's back there.
No, they really are the best. We're so lucky to have our girls, and they've been awesome in saying all the different things they want to do. They want to be a part of every part of Golden Brew, Golden Roads. They're the best.
Well, there was one other thing we were talking about before we wrap this up.
Yes.
You want to go ahead and...
So we are opening up another location of Golden Brew Coffee. That will be a drive-through location in Lincoln County.
Not saying where yet?
Not yet. But we have been approved. So Lincoln County can expect a Golden Brew number 2 in Lincoln County.
Do you know when that's opening?
That I don't. In the beginning stages of all of it, but it's happening. Yeah. We're really excited about it. We're really excited to go into that community. We've actually done a lot of events there, and that community has showed up for us a lot whenever we have taken our coffee truck there. So we're super excited to be a part of that community as well.
All right. Well, anything else that we missed?
No, thank you so much.
All right. Well, Ashley, thanks so much for sitting down.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you.